Welcome to SIRA MCQ YouTube channel. Today we discuss advanced level A-level accounting paper 2023 question number. Which question? Question number 7. Question number 7 is a very crucial and difficult question. Let's see the requirement. Look here. I explain immediately why this is the length explanation I do. Look here. What is the correct profit for the period? Okay, correct profit, you know, they required correct profit. They imagine that, we can imagine that, what is that? There's incorrect profit is in the question. Look here, the correct profit for the year ending 31st March 2023 after above errors are rectified. There are errors included in this question. You must be correct these errors and identify the correct profit. Okay, let's see. This is the company related question. Look here. What is the information? The profit means profit for the period shown in the draft financial statements Samagi PLC for the year ending 31st March 2023 was 360,000. Okay, look here, this is a Samagi PLC is a private limited company. Therefore, I create the profit now. I create the profit or loss and other comprehensive income statement, the draft of the income statement. Look here. This is the draft income statement of the Samagi PLC. Look here. This is the draft financial statement. This is the income statement. No, they already calculated. Okay, they already calculated this income statement. What are the major tasks, major items? Revenue minus cost of sales. Revenue means sales income. No, okay. Next one, gross profit. After that we add other income. I minus the all expenses. No, all expenses. This is a draft. No, expenses. And don't think about the taxes. I write it. No, profit before tax here. Profit before tax. After that we deduct income tax. After that, what is the next one? Is profit for the period. Profit for the period. After that, you know, we add, what is that? We add major one, other comprehensive income. I write it other comprehensive income. Okay, let's see. They said that some information. First area. Look here. Profit means profit for the period shown in the draft financial statement Samagi PLC for the year ending 31st March 2023, 360. Profit for the period, they already calculated profit for the period 360. This is incorrect amount. Profit for the period. We must adjust this profit for the period. Okay, look here. Next one, line by line. Okay, the following errors were revealed. Reveal means we identified after the preparation of these financial statement. Look here. Firstly, surplus of 120 resulted 120,000. There is a surplus. Surplus means gain resulted from second time revaluation. There's a second time revaluation surplus. This is the difficult one. Why? There's a previous revaluation is in the question. Okay, surplus of 120 resulted from second time revaluation of motor vehicles during the year has been recognized as other income. Okay, surplus revaluation surplus was identified during the year. Okay, 120 they included in has been recognized in other income. This 120 was identified in which area? Other income area. Okay, other income area. They already add this 120 to other income. You know, the revaluation surplus cannot be included in other income. Therefore, I eliminated this 120. Therefore, I deduct this income, other income. This is impacted to profit for the period after the calculation. Okay, the other income is some amount that they added revaluation surplus to the other income. We must eliminate this from 120 surplus. Why? This is recognized this area in expenses or other comprehensive income. Okay, let's see the question. Therefore, firstly I eliminate this revaluation surplus from other income. Okay, let's see. After that we can correctly include this revaluation to the income statement. Okay, next one. However, this surplus, this 120 has been accounted without the considering the revaluation deficit of 80,000 that had been recognized for the motor vehicles in previous year. There's a previous year revaluation. Look here. However, this surplus 120 has been accounted without considering the revaluation deficit 80 that had been recognized for the motor vehicle in previous year. There's a previous year revaluation deficit 80. We must consider that. Look here. How can we identify this one? You know, this year what is the result? Revaluation gain. Revaluation gain 120. Okay, this is a previous year. What is the result? There is a revaluation deficit is a loss. Revaluation loss. What is that? 80. How can we identify these result? Look here. You know, we must eliminate the 120 from current year income statement. Therefore, we can newly add this result to the income statement. Look here. This is the result. Firstly, we identify there is areas. This is the plus area. This is the minus area. This plus area was gain area, revaluation gain. Gain area means what is the area? Area means what is the final destination of gain? Revaluation gain. Other comprehensive income. Other comprehensive income. This is the area of revaluation gain. What is the other area? Is loss area. Loss means deficit area. What is the location, final destination of revaluation loss? Other expense. This is the area. This is the zero. Okay, firstly we must record the clearly identified this one. You must record the revaluation gain 120 in current year. The current year you must be record only 120. But there is a previous year result 80 should be considered. Only you record 120, but you must consider 80. Firstly, we must record the previous year. We must identify the location of current situation. Current situation means previous situation. What is the previous situation? Revaluation loss. This is a revaluation loss. Revaluation loss. Loss means this area in previous year. This is the minus 80 area. This is the current location. Current means previous location. Okay. In that time, this is the previous one. This is the previous situation. Previous situation. Now, this is the gain 120. Firstly, you must start that in the previous year 120. Previous year 80 is the previous situation. You must be go to this area firstly. This is the area. You must start the location. Okay. You must go to the gain 120. You have petrol 120. Gain. You have petrol to run to the other comprehensive income area. Why? This is the gain. This is the gain means you have petrol 120. You must be go to the gain area. But you must be start from this. Okay. Firstly, you must be go to this area. Okay. Gain area. Firstly, this is the minus 80 now. Firstly, you must be go to the 0. This is the petrol was done 80 plus 80. You must be record plus. Why? There is a gain means plus, no? Plus. Firstly, you must be go to from you start minus 80. You must be go to the 0 area. This all 120 of 80 was petrol was done. Why? You go to the this one from minus 80 to 0 area. This 80 was other expense area. You have another remaining petrol 40. Go to the another step plus 40. This is the 120 areas. 120 is a gain area. You must be go to the gain area, but the previous location is minus 80. Therefore, you must be firstly go to the 0 area using this petrol 80. After that, you can go to the gain area 40. 40 must be remaining petrol. Okay. Let's see. This is the locations you must be identified. 80 is other expense location. 40 is other comprehensive location. Okay. Therefore, firstly we must identify plus to plus. Other comprehensive income area is plus area. You must be plus this 40. Therefore, you must be include this 40 in other comprehensive income normal. Other comprehensive income is plus area, no? This 40 is plus area. Therefore, I included this 40 in where? Other comprehensive income area. 40. This is the motor vehicle revaluation gain. Okay. Where is the what is the location of 80? 80 location is other expense area. Other expense area is minus, but you must be add the 80. Therefore, other expense area was reversed. Why? Other expense area was minus area, but you add these 80. Therefore, reverse the expense. You must be eliminate from expense. Why? This is the reversion of other expense. Therefore, I eliminate, I minus this expense. This is the expense. You know, expense is x, no? Expenses is x. I deduct from expense. This is the deduction of expense. 80. These are the locations. Expense means other expense, no? This is the deduction of 80 is this area. The other comprehensive income should be identified. Revaluation gain 40. This is the final location. Look here. Next one is error correction. I write error corrections. There is a correction entries of errors. Look here. First one, maintain expense of the photocopy machine relevant for the current year 30,000 was paid 1st April 2022. 1st April 2022 means the opening date of the current year. Why? The closing date was 31st March 2023. Opening date was 1st April 2022. Okay. The maintain expense of the photocopy machine. There is a maintain expense. The repairing relevant for the current year 30 was paid, cash paid, and 1st April 2022, and it has been debited to office equipment account and credited to the cash account. Okay, this is the error. The office equipment has been depreciated 20% per annum on cost for the year. Look here, firstly you must be identified correct double entry, correct entry, correct one. What is the correct one? Paid maintain expense now. Therefore, what is the double entry for correct one? Cash control credit. Cash control credit. Cash control credit 30,000 debit to maintain expense. Maintain expense debit. This is the correct double entry. What is the current situation? Current situation is error. What is the error? Error situation. Okay, what is the current situation? They said that it has been debited to office equipment and credited to cash account. Debited to office equipment account. Okay, there's no change of value. They debited to office equipment account. Office equipment account debit 30, credit to where? Cash control credit. Cash control credit 30. You must be cutted the same persons. What is the same person? Cash control credit already 30. The correct entry cash control is credit. This one is same. What is this one? We cannot cut it. This is the office equipment account. Currently maintain expense is the correct one. This is the what is the error one? The wrong one. Wrong person is this one, office equipment. Correct person is maintain expense. Therefore, I shortened to this person the opposite side to eliminate this. The office equipment is wrong person. Wrong person you must be eliminated. Wrong person is debit now. Therefore, I opposite shorten created to the office equipment. Therefore, office equipment credit. Okay, office equipment credit 30. Debit to correct person. Normal. Maintain expense debit. Maintain expense debit 30. Okay, this is the correct the error correction double entry. Office equipment is asset. This is not related to profit. Okay, but maintain expenses is related to expense profit for the year. The maintain expense are the administration expense. Expense was debit. You must be identify another expense 30. Why? At the error correction, we debit to maintain expense. Debit to maintain expense means we identified debit maintain expense. Expense means you must be identified the new maintain expense 30. Therefore, I identified 30 maintain expense. Expense is there. You must be identified maintain expense 30. I plus this to expense 30. You know expense is debit dial, no? Expense is debit dial. This error correction entries They said maintenance expense are debit. Therefore, I add this 30 to maintenance expense. After that, question said there is a depreciation problem. Why? You know, they said office equipment has been depreciated 20% annum on cost for the current year. You know, there is a office equipment, there is a error situation. At the error situation, office equipment was debited. As the error situation, in the error situation, office equipment was debited. Error situation. At that point, there is a incorrect office equipment is there. Based on that, the accountant should be already depreciated this office equipment 20%. This entries are created in 1st April 2022 no opening days no. Therefore, they depreciated wrongly. Why? Wrongly they identify office equipment. Based on the office equipment, accountant should be identified another wrong depreciation for this equipment. Therefore, 30 into 20% means annual depreciation 6,000 should be they identified as a depreciation expense. Therefore, I should be reverse this expense. Why? The wrong office equipment is there. Based on the wrong office equipment, you must be depreciated wrongly 6, overvalued, over depreciation based on this wrong person. Therefore, you must be reverse the depreciation. What is the depreciation? Double entry. Depreciation means office equipment. Normal entry was depreciation expense debit, cumulated depreciation credit. This is a normal entry. Depreciation expense debit, cumulated depreciation credit. This is a normal entry. They already done. We must reverse this depreciation expense. Therefore, I credit to office equipment depreciation credit. Depreciation credit 6. Depreciation normally debit no, we credit it to reverse the debit to cumulated depreciation debit 6. This is the another correction. Therefore, what is the impact to profit for the period? Cumulated depreciation was asset. This is no impact to profit. Depreciation expense is a depreciation is a expense. Depreciation expense credit. Credit means depreciation expense should be eliminated. Therefore, I eliminate this depreciation expense from the expense. 6 must be eliminated from the expense. Expense included X no. Expense depreciation expense was 6 included in this expense. Therefore, I eliminate this 6. Okay. Next one. This is the already we done. Errors are corrected. What is the impact to new profit? The requirement is a correct profit for the year ending 31st March after the above errors are rectified. Look here. This is their requirement is a profit for the period correct one. This is impacted all above one. Look here. Other income was deducting. Look here. Other income was eliminated. Based on the other income was deducting, the other income was at the error correction, other income was eliminated. At the deduction of other income, profit must be deducting. Therefore, 360, this is the current situation now. I deduct 120. This is the elimination of income. After that, I can create, this is the sum of this. What is that? Minus 80 plus 30 minus 86. This is the 56 of minus. 56 of minus means deducting from expenses. Expenses are eliminating. Okay. Deducting expense means we must eliminate this. The minus 80 is eliminated this 80 from expense. This 56 minus 56 is final result. No, minus 56 is elimination of expense. Elimination of expense means deduction of expense. Deduction of expense means profit must be increase. Expense deduction is increase of profit. Therefore, I add this 56. Why? Expense was deducting, profit was increasing. Therefore, 360, these areas are impacted, but other comprehensive income is after the profit for the period. There is no impact for this profit. Therefore, we can get final answer 240 plus 56, 296. 296 is correct profit for the period 296. This is the answer for question number 7. 296. 296 is answer 5 for question number 7. Okay, in next video there's another error correction we must identify. In next video we concentrate to question number 8.